What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with another ARK Top 7 video. And today we're taking a look at Top 7 Herbivores worth taming. Now, unlike the last videos, we're just going to say right here and right now that these are just going to be 7 herbivores that you should consider taming. You know, we're not telling you to full-on tame them, go nuts. We're not saying they're the best herbivores in the game, but just mentioning that these guys are worth taming because, you know, I'm just trying to help you guys out, give you guys ideas for, you know, what dinos you can tame to help fill a specific role that you need done in your tribe or, you know, your group of players. So, you know, just don't tear into me too much in the comments for this one, guys, because a lot of you have been not tearing into me, but, you know, just being kind of like passive aggressive in the previous videos. And, you know, I was just giving you guys decent reasons to tame dinosaurs. You know, I wasn't saying you need to tame them, they're vital for what you need done, they're just there to tame. You know, I'm just trying to help you guys out. But without further ado, let's get into it and see what this list comprises of. Now, number 1, I couldn't really, you know, tear them apart too much, but we're going to say these 3 guys are one. Not the wyvern, he's out of this, he's not a herbivore, we're gonna exclude him from the group. But these 3 gatherer dinos. So each of these guys gather their own respective element. The mammoth with wood and thatch, the Doedicurus with stone, and I'm pretty sure it's obsidian as well, if I remember correctly, stone and obsidian. And then you've obviously got the Ankylo, which gathers metal, flint, rare flowers, rare mushrooms, and the crystal as well. So each of these guys reduce their respective element by 75% while it's in inventory. So the Ankylo, for example, reduces the weight of metal and flint and stuff in his inventory by 75%, same as the mammoth and the Doedicurus. Now these guys have pretty good weight. You can see there on the mammoth, he has quite a bit of weight on him, sitting about just under 550. So, you know, you got to make sure you take that into consideration as well. You know, you can level this guy up a few more levels, and it'd easily have plenty of weight to carry all the wood and thatch in the world that you need. Now the Doedicurus, his weight is kind of debatable. It's not that great, same as the Ankylos. They're kind of low weighted, but, you know, you can easily work around that. And because of their 75% reduction in their resource cost, that also makes it easier for them to carry more weight around for you. Definitely going to want to considering taming all 3 of these guys because they make your life so much easier with their weight reduction of their respective element. It just makes gathering so much easier for you. Now, number 2 is the Chalicotherium. At first glance, this guy doesn't look like much, but he's actually a really powerful herbivore mount. Now, he's got 3 attacks, a primary, a secondary. You can see the primary there. It does a base damage of 60, which is pretty high. Granted, this guy was summoned in at level 35. It is still a rather high base damage attack to hit with. Now, he also gathers berries with that attack, and his secondary attack does 53 damage. Now, with his secondary attack as well, he's also able to gather berries while sprinting, which you can see there, which makes this guy a lot more viable for, you know, fast harvesting of berries on the run. As well as that, it's still a rather powerful attack to use attacking. Now, he's also got a 3rd attack where he pretty much launches boulders at enemies. So he pretty much serves as a catapult for you, which you can use easily for raiding and, you know, destroying bases. Now, it's got quite a bit of range on it. The only downside is that it uses a lot of stamina, which, you know, you can easily fix with a few levels in stamina. And as well as that, leveling up his melee damage also increases the damage that it does. You know, he's definitely one of the best dinos that you can use for sieging. He's got a versatile move pool. He's able to move rather quickly. He's able to lob bloody boulders. The only dino that can do that is the rock elemental. And, you know, he's obviously not on this because he's not a herbivore. He's a rockivore, we're going to go with. But, you know, I reckon these guys are easily stronger than carnivores, herbivores in general. Like, they've got the Titanosaur on their team, and, you know, I'm not saying you need to tame up a Titanosaur, but, you know, the Titanosaur is easily able to smash most of the carnivores on the island, you know, so I think herbivores are actually stronger than the carnivores. Number 3 is the Bronto, the prince of the herbivores, considering the king is the Titanosaur. Now, this guy has it all. He's the king of berry harvesting. You saw there we just did a tail swipe and gathered a whole heap of berries. Like, not even joking, that was a huge amount of berries. So, you know, he's got plenty of health. Stamina is okay. His weight is incredibly high. Plus, you can easily stick a platform saddle on this guy, which makes it even more viable to tame. And, you know, on that platform saddle, you can stick plenty of stuff for him. So, you know, he's your ultimate siege weapon, and he'll do a great job protecting your base, especially with the range that his tail swipe has, and just the large amount of health that he has. Granted, he's not the slowest. We did do a comparison of him and the Paraceratherium to see which one was kind of better in terms of PvP and, you know, sticking a platform saddle on, and we kind of were close together. I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you want, check it out. It's one of my previous videos. But this guy is easily one of the princes of the herbivores, because look at the size of him, he's just ginormous. That's why this guy is on the list for. Now, number 4 is the Paraceratherium. Now, this guy's on the list because pretty much the same reasons as the Brontosaurus. He's got the platform saddle ability, he has a high amount of health, high amount of weight, and I actually prefer the Paraceratherium over the Bronto because of his movement speed. Now, if you haven't checked out my previous video, I did have a Ark Insight video where I compared the Paraceratherium with the Bronto in terms of platform saddle and which one. The Bronto was still faster, however the Paraceratherium was the faster one. However, he ran out of stamina slightly quicker than the Bronto. So, you know, the Paraceratherium I favour over the Bronto due for that. As well as that, he's also a lot more mobile, I guess you could say. His turning radius is a lot smaller and he's able to hide rather effectively. For example, if you're running through a forest up here, for example, and you know, you've got an enemy base a few hundred meters ahead of you, they're more likely to see a Bronto than they will a Paraceratherium. So he's kind of like your stealthy Bronto. That's why this guy's on the list for me. You can use him the exact same way as a Bronto, and he deals quite a lot of damage with his stomping attack, and it's a rather fast attack as well that you've got to take into consideration. He doesn't have anything else going for him other than that, but you know, it's still a lot to think about. Now, number 5 is the Therizinosaurus. This guy is the powerhouse of the herbivores. You can see there he's doing 74 damage with his primary attack. Now, this guy does have 3 attacks. He's got a primary, a secondary, and then like his little third one, which isn't too useful. But you saw they were pretty much wrecked the Phiomia. Now, he's able to gather berries, thatch, wood, you know, pretty much everything a herbivore can gather. Now, you can see that his primary attack is doing 74 damage, which is a large amount. Now, his secondary attack is 59 damage, and then his third attack, which is the little fine picking stuff, only doing 5 damage. The Trike's not even bothered by it. He's just, yeah, whatever, mate, get off me. So, you know, it's not really good to use the third attack for anything other than picking fiber. Now, as well as that, he's also able to gather hide and meat, like you just saw. He's also got extra leveling system, like some of the other dinos. You can see they're delicate harvesting and power harvesting, which increases the amount of thatch, wood, and berries he gathers. So, you know, this guy's your all-around herbivore that can pretty much gather everything you need. He's able to gather hide and meat, which you just saw. So, you know, he's pretty much your all-around guy. You can't really go wrong with taming a Therizinosaurus. However, I do think in the next update he is actually getting nerfed, which is a shame for him. So number 6 is the Megatherium. Now this guy, if I'm not mistaken, is pretty closely related to the Chalicotherium, hence why they've both got theriums in their name. But this guy's probably one of the stronger herbivores due to him having the passive bug bonus damage that he gets from attacking bugs. So while attacking bugs, he actually does a passive 125% extra damage to them. Now you can see that we just pretty much annihilated those poor bugs. Now once he kills a bug, he gets another passive bonus boost. You can see there in the top right corner, it has about 120 seconds on it. And what this does is that it gives him another 125% damage boost. So against other bugs, he gets a total boost of 250 damage. However, against the other Dinosaurs, it's only the 125 damage boost. Now, as well as this, he's able to gather fiber, berries, thatch, wood, hide, and meat as well from other dinos. So, you know, this guy is once again the jack of all trades, much like the Therizinosaurus. Granted, he doesn't gather as much wood and thatch as the Therizinosaurus. He's probably stronger in terms of attack damage because of his bonus boosts that he gets from killing bugs as well as fighting against them. Now, as well as that, he gathers a crap ton of chitin, more than the Sabertooth does, which is incredibly useful, especially when you need to get all that cementing paste up for yourself. Now, as well as this, if you plan on taking this guy against the Broodmother, he'll easily hit in the 2000s for damage, considering the Broodmother is an insect and you can easily kill her little underlings. That's why this guy is on the list for. Number 7 is the piece de resistance. It's the dodo. You can see there in front of us. Now, this guy is last on our list because, let's face it, he was probably the first dino that was put onto the Ark. And, you know, we've just decided to put him in for, you know, shits and giggles pretty much. And even though he's weak and pathetic and not that useful, you can still get dodo eggs out of him to use for food, Pteranodon kibble, other kibbles. You know, you can use him to tame Oviraptors. Granted, it'll take you a very long time. You can use them to defend your base. Granted, you'll probably need about 100 of them. You know, but if you pair it with a Dillo, for example, level up their melee damage and a bit of health, you know, you could have a pretty strong army on your team. Granted, if a Rex decided to attack your base, you'd probably lose about 80 of the 100 that decided to attack the Rex. But you know, you can still kind of use him. I'm sure you'll find uses for him. But other than that, guys, that'll be it for today. Let me know what you guys thought of this list down below. But other than that, I will catch you in the next episode.